time once again for another episode of Coming At Ya. Coming At Ya. A podcast about the world of mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, Coming At Ya, and heavy metal music. With a slice of comedy for good measure. Coming At Ya.
So we show up.
I just hit record, by the way.
The very first table I go to. Very first table I go to.
And we're back!
And we're back!
Episode 178 of Coming Up Podcast brought to you by
There's my radio, Leatherman Tools.
Respect too.
The very first table I go to, the Asian guy has fidget cubes and fidget spinners. And I was done. I'm like, all right, cool. That's why I came.
There you go.
Walked around. I got like a brand new bamboo pillow. Like, some of the stuff is not bad. Almost bought a set of bongos. I don't even know how to bongo.
I was like the military surplus guy there.
Yeah, there's always a knife guy.
Yeah, there's always.
There's always a knife guy. There's always a guy with handbags.
Yeah.
There's always a sunglasses guy.
Yeah.
There was a
Cologne? Any cologne?
There was a perfume guy. Perfume and exotic scents,
Oh,
if you will.
Exotic sense, huh? I have a couple of those going on sometimes.
But there's so many fucking freaks of these things.
I can't go to this.
It's awesome.
Flea markets and yard sales just depress the fuck out.
They put in a new food court in this like they have an inside as well, and they put in a real nice food court.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear to God, there's like 10 different restaurants in there. It was packed. My kids are like, let's eat there. I'm like, we're not eating at the flea market.
Yeah, we're not eating at the dirt mall.
We're not eating it. Both they love
Really?
I love the knife table too.
Fuck.
Like the same knives you get from a guy for like $10.
Yeah.
There, if you go to like a store and the dudes are trying to sell them for like $40 or $50.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they quality though?
A lot of times, yeah.
I mean, look, you can stick it in someone's neck; it'll work.
Yeah, you only need if you have a knife and you're using it for self-defense, you only really need it for one time. Hopefully.
Yeah, the only time you need a good one is when you're throwing it at a wall.
Yeah.
Relentless.
You need something balanced. And actually, when we were kids,
Did they have ninja stars there?
That's what I was just gonna say. We had Chinese stars when we were kids, and we literally tore up the bedroom door, like the closet doors in my room. And my mom walked in. There was literally 200-300 holes in it.
At least.
Yeah, she was pretty pissed.
Everybody growing up had the one guy who was all about ninja stars and shit, and would carry that shit like it was a viable self-defense option.
They don't seem very scary, like especially the ones that have the points all close to each other.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like that would really do a lot.
What are you
going
to do? Run in and throw the shit?
The 3-point one, maybe 4 points, pushing it, right? But while we were at the flea market, I got Declan bought a laser pointer, right?
Oh boy, that's just bad news.
Yeah, and exactly why? Because he's going to point it at people, right?
He's going to be a prick.
Yeah, and he's not. And he wasn't being a prick. He was just super excited about it, and so I yelled at him a couple times Sunday, and he wound up taking it to school with him on Monday. Mm-hmm. Which he was already told no, right? So let's just get that out there. So he's on the bus, and he's pointing the laser pointer back and forth, right?
Yeah.
At the ground, and one of the kids says Declan has a laser pointer. Bus driver stops the bus, calls him up to the front of the bus, starts yelling at him in front of everybody, and takes the laser pointer and points it in his eye.
What?
No way he pointed in his eye.
Swear to fucking God he did. She did. Pointed it right in his eye.
Is that the dumb cunt that held up the traffic for fucking 10 fucking minutes?
Yes.
On your street?
Yeah, when you're trying to get my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
I want to beat the shit out of her for that.
I have a bone to pick with the school, but this bitch stuck the flat, he was 3 or 4 feet away, and she pointed it right in his eyes.
When's that bus come here?
Well, I told my wife. I said, listen, I went apeshit. And this is leading me into things you would do for your kids. He came in bawling his eyes out, right?
Did she give it back to him?
Yeah.
When's that bus come in? I'll beat the shit out of her.
Oh, dude.
Did she give it to him back at the end of the day?
It was on the bus ride home.
She gave it back to him.
Yeah.
All I want to know is when does this bus come in?
I'm on a work call. This kid's huffing and puffing. I can't even breathe. He's so worked up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you get that fucking bitch on the fucking phone. I'm going to fucking beat the fuck out of her. And my wife's like, you can't do that.
But I can.
She's like, he shouldn't have had the laser pointer. I said, I understand that. But you don't correct the problem accusing him of pointing people in the eyes with it and then do the exact same thing that you're saying he did. Right? That'd be like saying, "Hey, Bullet, you hit that dude in the head with a hammer
And then hit me in the head with a hammer?
to teach you a lesson about hitting people in the head with hammers."
I've always wanted
Right?
to beat a bus
So-
driver up.
So my wife is like completely calm about it. She's like, "You're a fucking psychopath." I'm like, "I will fucking kill this lady." I'm like, "Here's the deal.
I don't see how you're being a psychopath.
You go down to the bus in the morning and you fucking call this lady out on it, or I'm going to be the one go down to the bus stop and I'm going to call her out. I'm going to step on the bus and I'm going to have some words with her.
How about I do it?
And it's not going to go well,
Can I do it?
right? I'm super pissed. Like, I'm fucking flipping out.
I want to do it.
And she's like, "You're a psychopath. You know, you do this and this and all the time, and you overreact to shit." I'm not overreacting. That's my kid. You could have blinded my kid, right?
How about I do it?
Yeah, that'd be fine. But
Can I
I'm
do it?
literally freaking out, and I'm yelling at my wife. I'm like, "Why are you being so passive about this?" She's like, "You shouldn't have had the laser pointer." I said, "I completely understand that point."
But that's not what the point is.
So
The point is, why'd you embarrass my kid and possibly blind him?
I don't mind embarrassing him if he's doing something stupid, right? To set him back on the right path. But don't fucking stick a laser in his eye that could cause some permanent damage.
I've always wanted to beat up a school bus driver.
And all the other kids had pointed it out when they got off the bus, that this fucking bitch did this. So,
What's her name?
I don't know. I'm going to find out. But this morning,
We should find
This
out what her
morning-
name is.
Declan was so scared that I was going down to the bus stop
Yeah.
that I said, "You know what?" I woke my wife up. I'm like, "You go down and you're going to fucking talk to this. And if I find out you didn't talk to the lady, I'm going to talk to the lady."
Did she?
It's not over.
Did she?
She went down to the bus stop and it was a substitute bus driver.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, which means
What does this chick look like?
big fat dumpy bitch.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
So I'm going to bust her down to lunch lady status in like 2 seconds. I said to my wife, I'm like, "You better have a conversation with this chick or I'm going to have it, and I don't have the self-control to not say a bunch of shit."
I'll cut the best promo of all time on her.
I'm going to take down the belt.
You dumpy bitch.
Which just, it infuriated me so much. And like, I've thought about things in the past, like where,
Dumpy bitch.
like, what extreme would you go to protect your kid?
I would shoot someone in the face without thinking twice.
I would as well. If they were physically trying to hurt my kid.
Without thinking twice.
Not even hesitate.
I would gladly do time in jail for my kid.
Absolutely. And I said that to my wife. I said, "That's the difference between you and me." I said, "I'll fucking die for these guys." And she's like, "Well, I don't think you need to die over a laser pointer." I said, "Exactly."
Well, that's true, too.
But I'm showing
I
you.
mean,
I'm willing to show you
she's-
the fucking
She does have a valid point that,
distance I will go to protect my children.
you got to pick and choose your battles. However,
Like, if you're a fucking stranger and you happen to grab my kid in some way,
you're dead.
you're fucking dead. You're fucking big time dead. I will put a beating on you that will not stop.
I won't beat anybody. I'll just shoot them in the throat.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna kill somebody, but I'm gonna hurt them.
Oh, no, they're dead. They're dead.
Is there a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu motto?
Yes.
What's the motto?
The motto is
Probably not.
the motto.
Beat
The motto is this. It's not so much what they say. It's you lay on the ground and spread your legs like, "Come into my guard." Beware.
But I'm always waiting for that day where some shit goes down. Like today, I was at a hot dog stand in Delaware, right? Nice hot dog place. This lady's sitting there and she's got her I guess 2-year-old kid with him, and the wife's in full panic mode, right?
Why?
Because the veggie hot dog that she ordered had bacon on it, right? And I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck are you in this fucking place ordering a veggie hot dog when it's a freaking hot dog stand?
It's hot dogs. It's lips and
Right.
assholes.
So-
Shut up.
So I figured out why she was upset. The husband shows up like 10 minutes later, right?
Yeah.
And he walks in and he sees that his veggie hot dog is not the way it should be.
Oh, he's one of these assholes.
And she looks scared to death.
Oh, he's one of these.
And I'm
guys.
just sitting there. I'm already done eating, and he eyeballs me like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, just say something. Just fucking yeah. No, I'm thinking to myself. No, I'm
You could be his inner monologue.
I'm not worried about him saying.
What's his inner monologue?
I'm not worried about him saying it to me.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm worried. I'm waiting for him to go off on the chick because she looks scared to death. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this dude up over his veggie hot dog in the middle of the hot dog stand. Who does that?
Could you please be his inner monologue again?
I'll kill you. I'm gonna crush
brush you over this hot dog. But speaking of killing things, I've almost killed my fish twice in the last week.
You have a fish?
Yeah, I have a Japanese fighting fish upstairs. His name's Rico.
Of course you do.
His name's Rico. You know, they're the fish that you can't put in another tank with any other fish.
The betas?
Yeah, because they're psychos. So,
Did you name him after former heavyweight champion Rico Rodriguez?
no, everybody in the house has a different name for him, but mine's Rico. So, what I do is I tilt the tank, right? Pour the water out as the water's going into it, but the water hits him and pushes him back. And I was on the phone one day, and I was distracted, and I didn't realize I put hot water in.
You killed him.
Oh, he sank to the bottom. Right?
You killed him?
No, I didn't kill him. I resuscitated him. I yanked this. I realized my mistake when he
Did
went.
you give him fucking mouth to mouth?
When he went belly up, and I put my finger in the water, and I realized it was probably like 100 degrees or more.
Yeah.
So I poured the water out, put cold water in. He sank to the bottom again. I gently lifted him up, stroked him a little bit, got him moving around, got him swimming again, right? So the other day, I go to clean out my tank, and the day before, my wife goes, "You better be careful. You might drop him down the garbage disposal."
I will not kill him.
You put him in the fucking garbage disposal?
Fucking got out and got in the garbage disposal.
So he's gone now.
No, I had to jam my hand in there and pull him out. I'll show him when he's upstairs. He's fine.
The fuck is this fish? The T-1000?
This fucking fish
He's buying
refuses.
He's buying new ones.
He refuses to die.
He's got to.
No, the kids were there. They watched me drop him in and pull him out.
You're saying this shit in hopes that your wife's going to hear it or your kids are going to fucking hear it and be
No.
like,
I swear to God.
look,
He's got a whole pantry.
the
filled with
bullshit story that he's telling me is kind of like when your buddy, the coworker, goes, "Oh, I don't know what happened. I fell asleep at my computer and all these fucking bitches on Craigslist messaged me. I don't know how that happened." It's like, look, asshole, you can tell your wife that bullshit, but don't tell me that. Don't sell me that line of bullshit.
I'm telling you.
You're selling us a line
I'm
of
not
bullshit.
selling it. I haven't felt that bad in forever. Like if I get a spider in the house, I don't kill it. If I get a fly, I kill the shit out of that.
What about a dumpy bus driver?
I get a dumpy bus driver. I get a dumpy, laser pointing, big fat bus driver. That one's not going to make it.
Oh, I bet you she smells like pancakes.
Oh,
I don't know why,
It'd
but I
make me
bet you she
crazy.
does. And cigarettes.
I was so mad. Like I hadn't been that mad in a long time.
I don't know. I mean,
And I'm having an awkward week.
I think you should totally be fucking mad, but I don't know if you want to club her the fucking
No, I don't want
head.
to club her in the head, but
And I think you need to talk to her like an adult and find out the other side of the story.
I got the whole story.
Okay.
What could be the other part of the story that says okay to point a laser in the kid's eye?
That Declan was scared to tell you that he brought the laser pointer.
No, he already admitted it. Hey, he already said I got in trouble for the laser pointer.
He's gonna kill me now.
He's going to kill his inner monologue.
Explain to me what the reaction is after the kid says, I had a laser pointer, and I was pointing it at the ground, and Delaney and the next-door neighbor kid backed them up on the story.
I'm just. Still
And this
saying.
lady takes it from him.
You didn't want to talk.
At
to
what point in the conversation is it okay to point it in the kid's eye?
Did you talk to her about it? That's all I'm
No,
saying.
I haven't.
No. So you're ready to beat her up, and you haven't even talked to her.
I don't
about
care.
it.
There's no reason. What? Give me a good reason to point the laser in the kid's eye.
You're a cunt.
I'm saying ask her if she did.
How about, is that a good reason?
Let's say she did it.
There's no reason.
Exactly. So the multiple kids that said, hey, she pointed it in his eye are not witness enough.
Declan all paid him $1.
He's
No, seriously.
He's getting heated.
No, I want to know.
I'm just saying.
But hold on. This is the same guy who had his kid getting picked on in school and said, don't defend yourself.
Hold on for a minute.
in what way?
Connor was getting picked on at one point. And
By
you didn't,
who?
but the kid was sitting behind him all the time, like smacking him.
Oh, it's getting real now.
Come on. I'm not afraid of confrontation. I'm going to go off on somebody.
But there's a difference between not being afraid of confrontation and looking for one.
I'm not looking for it, but I want to know what is the good reason why it would be okay to point a laser in the kid's eye.
Did you ever see a?
There is none.
Thank
But
you.
I think
You ever see a Bronx Tale?
You can
Yes.
act. You can
Okay, I think
Oh, I'm going to try to be pleasant until she says, yeah, I pointed in his eye.
You could learn a lesson from that.
And I'm
like-
sorry I said that.
And
What?
I stepped over the line.
What? That you were going to kill me?
No.
you guys should touch helmets. Sword fight. You can learn a lesson from Sonny in the Bronx Tales where any dickhead can fucking yell and scream. What you do is the kids get on the bus and you walk up into the bus with them, and she says like, "Can I help you?" Say, Actually, yeah, you can. Heard from my son the other day that took his laser pointer from him. Uh-huh. Is there anything else you want to tell me what happened? She's like, no. And if she starts getting loud, say, like, then you match that. But let's just say she's like, no, well, you see, he told me that you flashed that in his eyes. Is that what happened? No, so now you're calling him a liar? Hold on for a second. And you pull the kid and go, she says she didn't flash it in your eyes. Did she flash it in your eyes? He's like, yeah. I go, okay, well, let me tell you something. The next time I hear about you flashing a laser pointer in my kid's eyes, I'm going to fucking slit your throat. And then I'm going to take that wallet out of your big fat fucking purse. And I'm going to get your fucking license.
Well, part of the other thing
Hold
is,
on,
well,
I'm not done. And then I'm going to fucking find out where your address is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill every living thing in that house. Every fucking plant, every fucking animal, the fish,
Rico?
the
Rico?
cats,
Nobody talks about
the
Rico.
dogs, the fucking fern that you have fucking hanging up in everybody. Your fucking husband, who I should fucking I set him free.
He's going to thank you.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
That's what you do.
This
She'll
kid
never look
was
at your kid again.
He was so scared to death that I was going down to the bus this morning. And finally I looked at him. I go, do you want to tell me something? He goes, what do you mean? I said, did she or did she not point the laser in your eyeball? And he swears to God she did. But I gave him every opportunity.
Yeah, I think at that point he'd fucking tell the truth.
I would hope
if
so.
that wasn't the truth.
But he's been known to tell a lie or two in the past.
Uh-oh. It's just the kid to pull the shank on
Yes,
me.
it is. So when I lost my shit the other day, I was completely out of my mind, right? Which I understand. Like, I had to calm down a little bit.
I just imagine you going in there and suplexing her
But
like
the
Brock
part
Lesnar.
of me that if it's actually true,
Keeps opening up the door and shutting it.
if it's actually true that she pointed a laser in his eye, then I'm going to be very upset.
Would you hit her with an F5? That's Brock Lesnar's finishing hold.
No, I don't know what that is.
It ended the streak of The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Then yes, I would.
It took 3 of them, granted, but it ended the streak.
But I was pretty upset about it. And you can see how upset I was a second ago when I was starting to get angry.
You're
about
getting
it.
pretty heated.
I was getting heated.
I'm glad I was on this side of the table.
Yeah. It's been an awkward week for me. Like, even on Monday night, I was rolling with Kevin Cole. Mm-hmm. Right? So we're doing a technique where you trap the guy's arm behind his back with your leg. And apparently the back of his shorts were open a little bit. And my foot went down into the shorts.
Into his dick region?
Into his butt crack.
Oh.
Bare toe.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah. So for days I've had this like phantom weird feeling on my toe.
It's called shit.
Yeah. Oh, I was freaked out. So he texted me yesterday. He's like, hey, man, my car broke down. Can I get a tow? And he just started like hammering me with stuff.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But I started thinking, I'm like, I get all these fucking awkward moments all the time. Like, there's one guy, Dan Lynch. You know Dan, right? His wife trains with us. And she's large-breasted, right? And
Do you think he'd appreciate?
oh no,
You
he knows the story.
You telling the world that his wife's got big cans? And
You can't miss him.
okay.
Yeah, I think the whole world knows. But so I'm like, let's just start in side control, right? And she goes to side control and smothers me with her breasts.
Big
Like,
old
she's got-
flapjacks?
She's got a tank top. And
Big
my-
old flapjacks.
And my head is stuck between her boobs, right? And I'm thinking, all right, she's going to move, and we'll just continue on this.
What are we talking here? We talking bolt-ons? We talking like milk titties, pancakes? What are we talking about?
They're milk titties, probably 10-pounders.
Milk titties.
That was the first time Chris didn't have a move to get out. He just,
Well, here's the thing. We're starting side control, and she's got her arm wrapped around me. She's, like, pressing them in, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, advance to your next position. And then I realize I'm starting to suffocate, right? Like, I can't breathe.
You tapped out to the titties?
No. My head's stuck in between them, and I just start shaking my head to try
You
to get
motorboated them titties?
try to get to a spot where I could get some air, right? And I get up, and I'm like, I'm so sorry for what just happened. It was not intentional. And I go over to her husband. I'm like, hey, now I know why you married her, right? And he's like, yeah, that's her secret move. I'm like, oh, shit. So the next day, this chick, Ashley, that trains with us, starting in side control, I look over. She looks like she can't breathe. Just starts shaking her head back and forth. But you never had any awkward moments when you were training?
Yeah, I have tons of them.
I remember one with Tom. He was rolling with Kenny, and he was in a triangle, and his mouthpiece fell out.
Ah.
but his mouthpiece was sitting on Kenny's crotch, like he was stuck in the triangle with his head there, and he was about to go out, but he felt the urge to try to put his mouthpiece back in, so he's just like trying to like just like crying in his head again, trying to get the mouthpiece back in.
Dude, jiu-jitsu's gay enough. You don't need to fucking make it any gayer.
I don't know
by
why
doing
you
that.
always say that.
Did you?
It's very gay.
Because you did it for a long time, and I guarantee you never considered it gay.
Bullshit. I always made jokes about it being gay.
No.
Always.
Did you see the listen to the girl that was on Rogan this past week?
No.
She was she was an MMA fighter. Her first win in Russia, right? She actually shit herself.
What?
And she finished the girl in a triangle.
Oh, shit.
And she had no idea until she like went to go clean up.
She sharded?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
And she told her like, oh, so embarrassing.
That is just awful.
That's pretty raw.
Yeah.
That's anytime I hear about a chick shitting or any of that shit, it just disgusts me.
Really?
I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to think of them as...
I don't like that. I don't like that. No.
It's just something they don't do.
Yeah.
I remember I lived in Florida with a girl, and we had dated for a few months.
If she farted or shits in my place, she's out.
And
She's out.
The bathroom was right next to in the bedroom, like right next to the bed.
Don't even like hearing them pee.
And this chick just wrecked it. Like, she just ruined the bathroom.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I couldn't bang her after that.
And she came out.
I wouldn't be able to.
She came out. We had moved down to Florida.
That's the truth.
To be near her family. Yeah.
That's the truth.
I was completely disgusted. And apparently, this was like a normal thing for her. Like the first week, she's just
a
fucking
filthy pig,
shitting her brains out and just stinking up the
filthy
joint.
fucking pig.
So a couple of weeks into it of like just dealing with that, and then she had a bad attitude and everything. I'm like, let's just move back to Pennsylvania. So on the ride home from Pennsylvania, we get stuck, and we had my cat, Mr. Puss, and another cat that we had at the time, and we're at some rest stop in Georgia, and the tire goes out. I'm like, dude, will you just take this cat for a new tire just so I can get home? Like, I gave the dude like one of my animals. I'm like, just take him. And he gave me a new tire. Yeah. So on the way home, this is how cursed it was, like living with this chick. Like, we're riding home. We're up by King's Dominion in Virginia, Todd. And we pull over, we get gas. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We got this old like K car and a trailer on it.
Yeah.
And I stop and I get milk and Nutter Butters, and it's like a pint of milk, right? So I start chewing on the Nutter Butters, driving, no other cars on the road. Start chewing on the Nutter Butters. Mouth gets a little dry. Open the milk, start pounding it. Milk's curled, right? I start dry heaving, right? Just as I run into a deer. And I fucking just wreck this deer. I like literally just crush it. And this deer gets caught under my trailer.
Oh, my God.
As I'm dry heaving, riding down the road with this trailer, like going back and forth.
Yeah.
And I finally pull over. There's like puke all over the dashboard. I got a dead deer under the trunk.
That's amazing.
Or under the trailer. And this chick is just bitching at me. I'm like, I can't wait to get home. I just want to be so far away from you.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah. You all right there?
Yeah, the fucking glasses are bothering the headphones.
Pinching your little ears?
They're pinching my little ears.
Making you a little sad?
Yeah.
How's your workout regimen going?
I am down officially. I weigh 235 pounds from 280 pounds to 235 so far.
So 45 pounds.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How's it feel?
At the moment, it feels very painful. I'm very tired, but I noticed the other day at a job, I was like, I'm running up and down the stairs here, and my legs aren't fucking screaming. I'm not out of breath. And I got like the Fitbit, the housewife handcuffs. And
what do they call them?
I call it the housewife handcuffs.
Why?
Because it's like, I'm walking. Yay. I'm at 14,434 steps today.
That's a lot of steps.
I know, and my foot's holding up pretty good.
Do you feel like the foot's holding up better now that there's less weight on it?
I didn't really notice it until I was holding 2 20-pound dumbbells. I was like, holy shit. That's a lot
That's
of
what you lost.
Yeah, more. I lost more than that.
Yeah,
so.
he lost 4 large babies.
Yeah, or a
medium-sized dog.
Yeah, medium-sized dog. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's got to help.
2 gigantic bags of dog food.
My ankle is still fucking killing me, though, all the time. And my foot does still hurt. Just different types of hurt. I move around a lot better, though. I haven't had to use my cane once.
You lost a 5-year-old.
Have I?
In weight, yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
A 4-year-old.
Maybe a 3-year-old. Maybe like a fat dumpy.
Think about that, though. Like, once you hit your goal
Dumpy
weight,
3-year-old.
your goal weight's like 200.
190.
190, so you'll be down almost
90 pounds.
90 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's a small woman, right?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Do you have like stretchy skin and stuff like that because of it when you lose all the weight?
I don't know.
I mean, you lost it once before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember.
You would remember that.
No, I wasn't like fucking like a deflated fucking
That's what I'm
balloon.
asking.
No, I looked all right.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Because I was following a girl on Instagram, and she went from like 3 bills down to like 130.
Yeah, what'd she look like? All jelly belly?
She's beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She had surgery?
She has surgery.
Good for
and
her.
You can see the scar. It's from like hip to hip, like on a curve.
Yeah, but you
But
can't
there's
see
a
that.
picture of her with the skin
Yeah.
and one without. And this chick, literally, she's beautiful. And she said, "Yeah, I'm proud of my scar because who I am was before and after." But I'm thinking, I'm like, how great was that surgeon that he was able to he nailed it. Like it was just a perfect match.
Would that scar even slow you down even a half a second?
No, I'll show you her picture. Like,
It
when we're
wouldn't.
done.
It wouldn't even be a
Very
speed
attractive.
Bump. Wouldn't even be a speed bump.
Very, very attractive.
Yeah.
You're still doing DDP yoga?
Yeah, still doing my DDP yoga.
And what are you doing?
Kicks my ass today.
Or just run?
Just run?
Yeah.
Are you not lifting any weights or anything?
No.
All right.
It
You know
must
what?
be nice.
That's it. I'm stopping running.
No, I'm just curious because I know
I can't run.
I know friend Martin has been going to.
Yeah, Martin's been doing the
CrossFit.
The CrossFit.
And when is that competition done? Like we talked about it and then never had anything.
I think we were supposed to weigh in WrestleMania week or April.
Oh, yeah, they never weighed in to
We never had an official start weight.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can we go on the honor rule?
There is no honor among us. No. Because I'll fucking lie and cheat, and if I have to
I
win.
do think I'm going to go see that kid on Sunday.
Finisher Fitness?
Yeah.
Why don't you take Bullet with you?
What day?
Sunday?
You know, I ain't going anywhere on Sunday.
Oh,
It's in the morning.
it's wrestling.
I don't give a fuck.
Are you taking off Sunday?
I'm not doing anything from Thursday night until fucking Monday night.
Are you going to do any elliptical at your house?
Oh, yeah, I'll be doing that
Why wouldn't you go to Finisher Fitness?
because I'd have to leave
So
my,
what?
my domicile. I'm going to tell you why. We got no fight news this week.
All right, hit the fight music at least.
I
Do we know it? Fuck it. Just go right into
We're going to
it.
go right into it. As many as you fine listeners know, you know that I am a fan of the sport of professional wrestling. And this time of the year is Christmas.
Why is it so special for you? I remember watching our first WrestleMania.
It's WrestleMania.
We had a cable box and we watched it in the upstairs bedroom. Remember
It's
that?
the ultimate thrill ride. It's the grandest stage of them all. It's the showcase of the immortals. Everybody's got a WrestleMania moment they remember.
What's yours?
I don't think I have one.
Yes, you do.
I think mine was the guy El Gigante,
Elegante.
and he fought Undertaker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had that like weird like suit that looked like muscles.
Yeah, here's a funny story about him.
Oh, I do remember him.
Yeah.
He was a
creepy.
he was a basketball player from Argentina, and he was in WCW before he became he was Elegante in WCW, and they were trying to position him to have a feud with Ric Flair, right? But he never watched pro wrestling, and he had like no personality whatsoever. This guy, right?
Yeah, the skill didn't matter so much
Right?
back then.
Yeah, but he was a rock. I mean, there
But-
was nothing going on.
But listen,
No, he had a
right?
gigantic
right?
square head.
So you can find footage of this somewhere, right? So imagine this: Jim Ross is in the ring. He's holding the mic to Ric Flair. Ric Flair's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass and do this, that, and the next thing."
I don't
and
think
blah,
he even
blah,
spoke
blah.
English, did he?
No, he spoke very little English, right? So he's talking. He's running this guy down, telling him he's gonna whoop his ass and this, that, and the next thing, jet flying, limousine riding, all that shit. And Jim Ross goes over to Elegante and he goes, "I'll kill you." And Jim Ross is like, "What the fuck?" Like, it was so uncomfortable. He's like, "I'll murder you."
Well, you had sent that video earlier today of
Mean Gene.
Mean Gene flubbing, and
Yeah.
then there was a video after it of like 10 flubs of wrestlers that were like have just done stupid stuff.
The greatest one of all time was Sid Vicious. Who
That's
did-
what I was gonna say. Where he
Live.
said, "You're smarter than me." Like he totally.
He broke character and goes, "Can we do that again?" And Jim Ross, who was there again, goes, "We're live."
Well, there's one after that where he's yelling at what the hell's Scott Hall
Okay.
and
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash about them picking on him every week, and he winds up saying he's like, "I'm smart, But your brain is bigger than mine, and he said it backwards, like how he should have said it, and he just made himself look dumber. But speaking of him, I saw him, and I'm like, I wonder what that dude's doing these days. Is he still alive, whatever?
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
looked him up, and I found all these pictures of him, like, bodybuilding.
Yeah. He's still a big dude.
Yeah, he's still a big dude.
Yeah. A lot of that, I mean, he was on
Sid
gear.
Vicious.
Yeah, but who's the one that looks terrible?
Like, take your pick. There's a lot of pro
Mr.
wrestlers.
Wonderful?
Mr. Wonderful.
No, it's not him. I thought it was Sid Vicious that was all deflated.
No.
Which one's Mr. Wonderful? Is that Orndorff?
Paul Orndorff.
Yeah,
No,
he had the shoulder issue where the one arm wasn't the same size anymore. He was
Yeah.
like a crab.
He had
Remember
nerve.
that?
He had nerve damage.
Yeah.
But even with that bad arm, he beat the shit out of Vader, Big Van
Oh,
Vader.
Lex Luger.
Lex
Yeah,
Luger.
he's in a wheelchair.
Horrible.
He had a stroke. He had a stroke.
Now I feel bad.
Yeah. He had a stroke.
But I remember, like, I watching the very first WrestleMania with my two brothers in the bedroom in our house, and it was on. It was like a 13-inch color TV. It was tiny,
Yeah.
and I just remember, I'm like, this is like the greatest thing in the world.
I still remember WrestleMania 6 like it was yesterday. Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan.
That was a good one.
April 1st, 1990, Toronto Skydome.
Do you remember watching wrestling on Saturday?
Yeah.
Saturday morning, and if there was blood, they put the X
Yeah.
over the TV.
Well,
and
whenever
you could see-
Blackjack Mulligan head clawed somebody,
Yeah.
you just how do you squeeze somebody's head so hard with one hand that blood comes out?
The Toronto Skydome was so big that they had the little fucking wrestling carts, which would
Yeah.
cart them to the ring. So like they'd be in the cart and they'd be like, "I'm fucking you up."
But there was a
driving
couple,
like
there
at
was
2
a
miles
couple
an hour.
matches during that where dudes like ran the whole way.
Yeah.
And by the
Ultimate
time
Warrior
yeah.
did. He was almost dead.
Yeah, he said by the time he got to the ring,
he was completely blown up.
He was fucking dying.
Yeah, he fucking sprinted to the ring, and I'm like, I watch it now, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's
It
completely
was like a
blown
quarter
up.
mile.
Yeah, but back then, dude, I was like, fuck.
But as
Ultimate
kids,
Warrior.
like we were religious every Saturday night. TBS
705.
7:05
Superstation.
Superstation. We would watch that for 2 hours.
Yeah,
And actually, I think when we were kids, it was 6 o'clock,
6:05.
6:30 or
Was there
6:35.
also something on in the morning?
What's that?
Was there also
We had
something?
WWE in the morning, and WCW was in the morning
And
as
they
well.
always had the fucking.
But Saturday night was live. And
the warning.
and they had like 10 people in the crowd, and they had.
It was like in a studio.
It was in a studio, so the ring was here, and then it was just followed by curtains, like on all three sides, and then whatever the counter was for Mean Gene.
My favorite thing to do is go back and watch some of those early 80s, late 70s wrestling like studio shows, and then just watch the fucking the misfits and freaks that are in the crowd.
Oh my god!
And the fucking like holy shit. Wow.
The one that always stood out to me, it wasn't a WrestleMania moment, but it was the Road Warriors in a bench press contest
Yeah.
versus the Barbarian, and who was the other guy?
The Warlord, the Powers of Pain.
Yeah. And those two guys wound up losing, and they never saw losers.
Yeah,
What do you
well.
expect was going to happen?
Yeah, you know.
They start smashing them with weights and getting all crazy.
They're the Powers of Pain.
So what's on the agenda for the weekend? Yeah, Friday night is the 2017 inductee.
We got a whole bunch of. Now, here's the thing.
I'm going to indulge you today.
WrestleMania weekend.
Todd, indulge.
WrestleMania weekend in the past like 5 years or so has become a destination weekend
Where's it at?
in Orlando.
Okay.
Orlando,
Which is a destination all to its own.
well, Florida is a hotbed of wrestling. It always has been. In addition, we're going to start with WWE. Friday night, we've got the 2017 Hall of Fame induction ceremony live on the WWE Network.
Who gets inducted?
Kurt Angle is headlining it.
Okay.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Is Angle getting inducted?
Yeah, he's getting inducted.
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know what headline I mean. I didn't know if he was hosting.
He's the big guy. He's
Okay.
like he's the big get.
Okay.
DDP is going in. The Rock and Roll Express are going in.
What?
Now here's the
Who
here's
are the two dudes that they used to fight all the time?
the Midnight Express.
Yeah, that's it.
Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing.
But the
Jim Cornette is gonna induct them.
Cornette was the
Cornette was a manager with the tennis
right,
racket.
but he was a manager for
Midnight
Express, which was
Beautiful Bobby.
Beautiful Bobby and was it Ricky?
Well, they had Sweet Stan Lane, and then they had some other guys as well.
Okay.
My favorite incarnation was Sweet Stan and Beautiful Bobby.
But the Rock and Roll Express was
Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton.
yeah. You look at Ricky Morton and you'd be like,
And I don't give a fuck.
dude couldn't win a fight if he tried.
Martin was saying he didn't think they should be inducted, and let me
Friend
tell you,
Martin?
yeah, he's fucking clown if he doesn't believe that. They're one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and I don't really
Is
give
Jim
a fuck.
Cornette getting in there too?
Well, no, Jim Cornette has had a lot of stuff to say negative against WWE, and he's very outspoken. and they're going to give him a live fucking mic. So that alone should be worth the watch. They do have some other guys being inducted. Ravishing Rick Rude, of course. Right. Ravishing Rick Rude is going to finally get in. That's long overdue.
He's not going to be there, though.
No, Saturday night. He's dead. Saturday night. What I'd like to have right now. Saturday night's going to be NXT, which is their third brand.
Okay.
It's going to headline with Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Which is Rick Rude's son?
No. He could be. He looks kind of similar to him. That NXT is really awesome. It's more for the indie wrestling fan. It kind of appeals to them. A lot of guys from the indie scene are in there. Fans of pro wrestling, not necessarily fans of sports entertainment that WWE is, really like that. That's what seems what it be.
So that's
what it's
Saturday.
geared for. That's Saturday. And then, of course, you've got WrestleMania 33.
What time does WrestleMania 33 start on Sunday?
Pre-show starts at 5. It's a 2-hour pre-show.
What
There's going to have
is
matches
your
on the pre-show.
prep for this? Are you watching it with somebody else?
I don't. If people are there, that's fine. But if not,
do you have a plan to watch it with somebody already?
I think I have a few people coming over.
You would know if you have a few people coming over.
Well, they might not come over.
Did you invite a few
Are there
people?
invites out?
Yeah, I've invited a few people.
Chris, did you get an invite?
I did not.
Actually, I did. I asked you already what you're doing. If
That's
you
not
wanna
an
come
invite.
over.
That's a question.
I said, can you come over? I guess you can't come over on Sunday. You're like,
That's
nope.
still not an invite. If you invite me,
Look, do I got to go get a bus lady to fucking put a laser pointer in your eye or
could
something?
you please invite me right now?
Sure. Do you want to come over?
No, I can't.
All right. So here we're going to just run down the list of matches here, and I'm going to give you all right, so you've got looks like a 4-way match for the SmackDown Women's title. Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Mickie James, and Carmella. I think that actually might be pretty good. Some of the broads in there are actually good workers. One of the better matches that I'm looking forward to, Neville versus Austin Aries for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship.
I don't know who any of these people are.
That is going to be, I mean, it's the greatest man that ever lived versus the man that gravity forgot. It's going to be unbelievable. Here we go. 2017 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This is where they're like, hey, we have a big fucking card, and we got to get fucking everybody on it.
How cool would it be if they all came out in singlets like Andre?
Well, they have the statue. I think really what the showdown's going to be is it's going to be Big Show versus Braun Strowman. Big Show got tremendous.
Big Show's got to win it because he's the big guy.
I think they're going to give it to Braun
Doesn't he
Strowman.
wear a similar...
Yeah.
He does.
And he's slimmed down a lot, too,
Yeah,
right?
he's in tremendous shape. He was supposed to wrestle Shaquille O'Neal, but Shaquille O'Neal's a big fat piece of shit and didn't get in shape. And
Well, Shaquille wouldn't last.
no. Here's a match for the WWE title. The champion, the Eater of World Bray Wyatt, is going to be against the Viper, Randy Orton.
That's not bad.
That's going to be a really good
Isn't
match.
the one dude Jake the Snake's son?
No. He is Mike Rotunda's son.
That's it.
Blackjack Mulligan's grandson.
Gotcha.
Barry Windham's nephew.
Was he always the Viper?
He was also the Apex Predator. He was also the Legend Killer. Randy Orton, third generation star.
I think Apex Predator is a pretty good name.
Yeah, it is really good.
Actually, it's good.
It is good. Here we go for the WWE Universal Championship. Bill Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Now,
Are you excited for that?
not really.
Why?
I've never been a big Goldberg fan. Bill Goldberg, I recently heard an interview that he did, and he talked about the fact that, hey, he's 50 years old. He was a power wrestler. He had a tremendous physique. And he's like, here's the thing you guys don't realize, because, some fans joke and say he's out of breath just like a minute into the match and this and that. Next thing, he's like, he's been training Muay Thai and a lot of jiu-jitsu and stuff. He's like, before this, I walked around at 230, maybe.
Now
And he's like,
250.
he's like 280. He's like, all I do is eat and heavy lift like 4 times a day. He's like, I don't have time for cardio. He's like,
Yeah, because you got to look the part.
because he said the presentation was more important. He goes, he's 13 years out of the ring, and he's about like 10, 15 pounds from what he once was. He still looks physically impressive as
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
So, I mean, I was never a big fan of his work. I like him. He seems pretty likable, and he seems like he's in a much better spot in his life right now.
Who are you picking?
Oh, Lesnar. Lesnar's definitely going to win this one. He's 0-2.
And they're the main event?
That's the main event, but we're going to go with other matches for whatever reason. Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. They're going to battle to see whose yard it is. A lot of rumors going around that Undertaker is
Hold on a
going
sec.
to retire.
Hold on a sec. They're going to battle to see whose yard it is. Are those your words?
That's actually like no. It's kind of like
Oh man, I'm upset because I'm like, wow, that bullet just came up with that. Was pretty good.
I just made it up. You know what I mean?
Do it again. Say it again.
These two big dogs are gonna fight to see who owns that yard.
Nice.
You like that one? There you go.
So that's one of the co-events.
Yeah, rumor is that Undertaker's going to retire after this.
Okay. Well, how old's he now? He's like 50.
He's getting up there, but I think when he lost the streak to Lesnar, it was like, all right, well, what the fuck else can he offer as far as the rub, to elevate somebody? This would be really good because if Roman Reigns retires Undertaker, he'll have to turn heel. Because the fans they're already booing the fuck out of him, but
Yeah, be a heel.
embrace it. Seth Rollins versus Triple H in an unsanctioned street fight.
How old is Triple H now? He's probably...
This looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
He looks fucking phenomenal.
He's almost 50, too.
Yeah.
Is he still married to Stephanie?
Yep.
She looks good.
Yeah, he ain't leaving her. He sank a couple kids into her. Shane McMahon versus the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. That's going to be an amazing match.
Shane always had good matches.
Yeah,
though.
and AJ Styles is probably the
For
best.
a guy who's
best
not a
worker in the
professional
company.
wrestler, per se,
Yeah.
I think he can put on a show.
Trains with Henzo Gracie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gay, though, according to you.
No, I said Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a very gay martial art. I didn't say it wasn't effective.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
For the Raw Women's title, you've got Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax versus Bayley. That's going to be a good match.
So this is a big weekend for you.
Charlotte Flair is amazing. The match that I'm looking forward to the most, the friendship is
It's
over.
Kevin Honeycutt versus the KFC bucket.
Close. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. I will be assassinating KFC Chicken, though, during that event, and my colon will pay for it the next day.
Is that all the fights on the card?
No, we've got a couple more. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice in a
Okay.
mixed tag team match.
Fucking Miz. Wasn't he on like
He was on
Real World.
Fucking A.
And
that dude knows how to parlay some shit.
Hey, dude, good for him. He's been
Yeah.
when he first came into WWE, they threw his bags out of the locker room, wouldn't let him change in the locker room, and he's been there for like over 10 years. He's main evented WrestleMania. He's been a WWE champion, and he's been on fire with the IC belt this year. Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin for said Intercontinental title, and finally, the triple threat match: Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson from the club, Too Sweet Me, versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus the former champions Cesaro and Sheamus.
And don't we have some fights this weekend too? There's Bellator fight.
Yeah, but I don't give a shit about that.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
We'll talk about that. I just want to go over real
'Cause
fast.
You know why? Because Todd made some graphics for this
Before he
shit.
puts the graphics up, just real fast. Not only is WrestleMania weekend a big weekend for the WWE, it is a big weekend for the entire professional wrestling industry. So you have a lot of smaller promotions and independent promotions that will hold many shows. I will just give a small sampling of the shows that I will be watching this weekend.
Small sampling.
So we're going to run it down real fast. On Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor 6 is going to be on there.
All right.
A lot of rumors that the Hardy Boys are going to be making their last appearance in ROH because they have recently signed with Vince McMahon. The card is going to be headlined by newly crowned Ring of Honor World Champion Christopher Daniels versus the Peacock of Professional Wrestling, Dalton Castle, one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good matches on there. Also, on WrestleMania weekend, it's starting off on Thursday night, folks. You've got Evolve 80, where Zack Sabre Jr., who you'd really like, is going to be defending his Evolve Championship versus ACH.
Why would I really like him?
Very realistic catch-as-catch-can, submission-based
Is
guy.
he cocky?
He is no, not really, but there's no gaga. There's no bullshit about him. Everything he does is believable. Everything he does is a legit shoot hold.
He's not at work.
He's working the hold, but if he wanted to shoot it, he could.
Wait, are we still in wrestling again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get into Bellator in a second.
Friday night, you've got Evolve.
You're looking at the list. You're like, I don't recognize any of these names.
Friday night, you've got Evolve 81. Also Friday, you've got Kaiju Big Battle, where they dress up like big Japanese monsters. You've got Mercury
be
Rising.
interesting to see.
Yeah, it's really cool. You got Mercury Rising. You've got Beyond Wrestling has a show. You've got a lot of good shows, dude, that weekend. So
All right.
there's something for everybody. Yeah, so check it out.
Take a gander at what's going on over at Bellator. Is that the only fights this weekend? Is Bellator?
Yeah.
Break it down for us.
Break it down.
All right, we're going to go from the bottom to the top,
We're going feet to the titties.
Feet to tits.
but we're only going to do good fights. All right?
Yes, I don't want to hear about the bad ones.
All right.
So we're going like
so
toes. We're skipping the kneecaps and going right for the.
We're staying away from the cellulite on the inner thighs.
All right,
Yeah.
just so we're going from the bottom to the top.
Yes.
All right. So, Quentin Jackson versus King
King
Mo.
Mo. Who
That's
cares?
that's at the feet.
Oh, that's also the top.
Oh, Jesus. That's the top and the bottom?
Oh, it's ridiculous. Do you know Sergey Kartanov versus Chase Gormley?
Sergey
No.
Karatanov,
Marcos Galvo
Marcus Galval.
and Emmanuel Sanchez?
Yeah,
Not bad.
not a bad one.
Steve Cazzola, Jake Roberts?
Jake Roberts, the snake.
No.
DDT, bitch. He wins.
Noad Lahat versus Lloyd Carter?
I gotta say, the only thing more entertaining than watching him butcher names
Is watching
is
him
watching
butcher
you
names.
butcher names.
I'm not really trying very hard, though. So,
Oh, it doesn't matter. You're like a natural.
so that's what's on TV.
Wow.
Which usually means that the guys that are highlighted in blue that you can actually click on
Yeah.
are going to beat the tar out of the guys who just
Yeah.
is plain text.
Their matchups aren't usually as even matched as some of the
Got to
ones
be
in the
honest.
UFC.
I don't care to ever watch Rampage Jackson ever fight again,
I could care less.
or Chael Sonnen.
Ever since he had his issue when he drank too much Monster or whatever the fuck they said he did.
Yeah,
Like, I just, like...
and Uncle Dana.
You don't remember that a couple years ago? He was on a police chase?
No.
Driving his truck everywhere?
He got fucked up on energy drinks.
Yeah.
Fucking got in a monster truck with his fucking picture on it.
Yeah.
And
drinking a Monster.
Tore up and down the fucking freeway. Got arrested. Dana White bailed him the fuck out. Somehow managed to make it not a very big fucking story. Any hair that Dana could grow left on his fucking head, he probably fell the fuck out after that. And then he leaves and goes to Bellator and talks shit.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot going on. But we've been talking about, and we're going to get off the fight news. We've been talking about doing other stuff with the show, right? Looking for agents, trying to raise the level of our show,
The profile.
the profile of the
If you
show,
will.
do some outside stuff. Like I had put a message out. We were asking for people. What are the chances of that? People who were looking for, we were looking for like somebody who could teach us how in etiquette,
Cooking.
cooking, yoga,
Sex stuff.
sex stuff. So if anybody knows of anybody that can show us something interesting that obviously neither one of us would be good at.
I'm
and
not
as
jumping
well
out of
as-
a plane.
as
I'm
well
not-
as my
I'm
brother
not doing
as well.
That. I'm not jumping the fuck. I'm
Well,
not
no.
fucking jumping out of a plane.
I want to talk about like learning a skill. Like I had put that video of me taking my music lesson, singing lesson, but I want it to be as awkward doing other things as well.
That's
So,
a pretty tall order.
Also, if you know of any guests that you think would be interesting to come on, like next week we're gonna have Nick Grinup's call in.
He's going to call in.
He's gonna call in. I
Why is he
texted
go-
him earlier. He didn't respond yet.
Why is he just calling in? Why?
Well, I think we're gonna have him the following week before Wilson's fight.
Oh, he's going to break it down?
Yeah, we'll get him in. We'll have a bigger breakdown with us, and might get a few more people in here.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna have a party during Wilson's fight, and I'm thinking we do a live show during the fight, not during his particular fight, but during
Yeah,
the
because
party.
that's got the potential of a wild mood swing.
during the party that we have here, and then.
If you want to, if shit goes south, you'll see me get really violent.
But I want us to branch out and do some more stuff. So we're going to be updating our website, right?
Yeah.
We are going to be trying to do more mobile shows, doing different things.
Remote locations, on location.
If you know of any talent scouts that might be slightly interested in us, we'll be happy to talk to them. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I had the kids in the car the other day, and my kids are like, "Can we listen to your show?" I said, "Why?" They're like, "This one's crap." And then I put another one, and they're like, "This one's crap too."
We should do one at a titty bar.
I don't want to go somewhere I'm just going to get in trouble.
What about a swingers club?
I think that's a step above.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're stepping up, not down.
That's right. So what I want to do is,
Well, the tattoo.
yeah, we'll do the tattoo
We'll
one.
do the tattoo one.
But I want us to branch out, do some more stuff. And if people have contacts that they think would be good for us to meet,
Yeah.
send them our way. Right? Todd?
Yes.
Yeah, Todd agrees.
I agree too.
I got that. It's Todd approved and Bullet approved.
It is. It's a stamp of approval. Speaking of stamps of approval, real fast. Do you know where I was this Sunday?
Post office?
No. I made a little field trip.
Where'd you go?
Well, it's funny you ask.
It's on you, Bullet.
It's funny you ask because, you see, you were there. Okay?
I was?
Yeah, you were there. You were there.
Were you there while I was there?
Yeah, you were there.
Were you at the dirt market?
No. What? I want to send this. I want to send this message out to a particular person. Okay.
So I get it. Can I set it up?
You set it up.
I get a call from him in the morning. He's like, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm like, what the fuck is this fucking asshole calling me first thing in the morning, right? So he's like, where are you at? I said, I'm heading on my way to jiu-jitsu for open mat to train. He's like, I'll be there shortly. So he shows up at the gym.
Gi on?
I don't need
Now
it.
he's fully nude.
I don't wear pajamas outside of my
What
apartment.
happened to my music?
I wear it because I was gonna.
Oh, you're gonna cut a promo?
I'm gonna cut a promo on her.
So he makes me take a picture of him, and he texts it to one of our friends.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right.
It's all yours.
So basically, fans across the country have been asking me. They've been saying,
Bullet.
I'm just gonna take this off and just hold this here. This chapter has written itself. Because time and time again, you have backed out of your responsibility. Too busy making sandwiches or whatever it is you're doing. Putting makeup on, trying shoes, matching skirts to jackets. The bottom line.
Matching skirts to jackets.
The bottom line is this. Possession is 9/10 of the law. And I'm holding the title that says I'm number one in the wrestling world. That's all I got.
I forgot the rest of
I
it.
forgot. So Polish Carolina, everybody knows now that you're never going to fight me. I was never going to fight you because you're a little woman and I'm a big man. And I would take the back of my hand and I would slap you right on your ass. That's I don't have the energy, but
yeah,
just,
what?
you know.
I think it was great up until that.
It was. I would take the back of my hand, crack you on the ass, and say, "What's for dinner?" But we all know what's for dinner. Your goose is cooked.
On that note,
I don't have it.
we're going to end the show. Make sure you check out our sponsors, XCC,
We can't end it. on that.
Fleshlight, resttattoo.com,
Anybody who wants to
Stitcher Smart Radio.
make sure you watch wrestling.
Watch
this weekend.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
If you
33.
know anybody who would like to sponsor the show as well, we have a new sponsor which I'm still waiting for you to introduce, the food guy.
He hasn't given me the info. He told me. He said that.
Or if you know someone interesting that you'd like to have on the show, let us know.
You know what we should do? One at
Where?
a theme park.
Just ride the rides.
Just fucking ride the rides, walk around with fucking iPhones.
It's going to be a lot to carry.
You know what?
Well, that's your.
Four
The
cameras.
quality of the product we're putting out compared to some of the shit my kids watch on YouTube.
But that's his
Yeah.
fucking burden to carry it, to worry about carrying shit.
Why can't I don't know why he can't be himself. Like he's not like he's ever said anything that's terrible.
Yeah, why can't you ever
He
be
did
on
defend
camera?
the bus lady.
Yeah, why can't you be on the camera?
Next week I'll be on camera.
Yeah, he's already got it figured out.
Oh yeah, I saw with the image. He's gonna hide his face.
He's gonna pixelate himself.
That's what I should
On
do.
that note,
Hold on. I did have a great graphic that I didn't get to use today.
go ahead and use it.
Have you taken any selfies?
Recently? Yeah,
Yeah.
probably a couple.
That's all I needed. Thank you.
Case closed.
Picture of his selfie stick. He's so proud of
Is that what it is? A selfie stick? On that note, thank you very much for listening. Share our show. Like our show.
Yes, give us a good review on iTunes.
And we're going to end it.
Come on.